Well, good morning, everyone. Happy weekend to all patriots and Americans, my fellow Christian brothers alike. Well, what can I tell you? The left is right. You gotta tip your hat to them. The left is right. Now, what do I mean by that? They've often compared Trump to Hitler for how many years now? Since he came down an escalator in 2015. Almost 10 years now. Before that, it did the same thing with George W. Bush. And of course, the other Bush, the Reagan, any Republican. Well, listen. As far as the left goes, they're right. Trump is doing a lot of things that Adolf Hitler did. Now, let me explain. How did Adolf Hitler grow the German economy? What was the very, very first thing, one of the very first things he did? He drew out the Rothschild banking system. They went to a gold-backed money system. And as soon as their gold-backed money was competed against the fiat money system of the Rothschilds, naturally their money was worth more, their economy began to grow, manufacturing went through the roof, everything went through the roof, and all of a sudden, they became a power. The problem with Hitler was, because of the Rothschilds were Jewish, and he quested for power, he just took it way too far. Now, a lot of the German generals in World War I were Jewish. That's a fact. So he blamed them for the loss in World War I, on top of the Rothschilds. But to rally the whole country, he decided, since they don't belong here anyway, they're from the Mideast, we'll just exterminate them. Which was wrong, because there were plenty of German Jews that contributed to the country that just wanted to live a regular life. Don't forget, Hitler came up with the idea, well, he told the German automakers to come up with a car as everyone could afford it, hence the Volkswagen Beetle. Engine in the back, trunk in the front, 2-door. Tough as nails. Now, for all you say, oh my God, he's a Hitler. No, I'm not a sympathizer. But listen, even the Bible tells you, once in a while, even the most disgusting people can do something good. What president hangs in the office of Donald Trump? Andrew Jackson. What did Andrew Jackson do? Andrew Jackson got rid of the Rothschild banking system the second time around. Because this is the third time around we've been through this. The first time around, the temporary charter expired. The politicians were like, this thing sucks, we're getting rid of it. Then they brought it back again. The bank is put on a full fight. They tried to kill Andrew Jackson. In fact, you had someone with not one but 2 guns come up to him, pull the trigger, but for some reason, both guns never fired. The bullets were defective. What are the odds? And he was tackled to the ground, and Andrew Jackson was spared. What happened when JFK said he wanted to do an order to Fort Knox and the Federal Reserve, and he wanted to crush the CIA to 1,000 pieces, which was being controlled by the Rothschilds. He was killed about 1 to 2 weeks later. Saddam Hussein, who we had no problem with in the early years because he was taking on the Ayatollah Khomeini in Iran to return against us and invaded Kuwait. Say what you want about him. I mean, in many ways, he was gross. He was the deplorable human being. But Saddam Hussein wanted a gold-backed currency for his country to compete against the world. He knew how this worked. He was fully aware of history. And they killed him. Now remember, the same left that in the first Gulf War I said, you can't kill the leader of a sovereign nation. The second Gulf War, Bush only did this in revenge for his father. But when Saddam Hussein was killed, not a word from the left. You hear a pin drop. Assad of Syria also wanted a gold-backed currency. And when he wanted that, they started a makeshift revolution headed by the CIA and by the Rothschilds. And he was ousted. Muammar Gaddafi, who we bombed in the early 80s when he was part of the terrorism against the United States, he's considered a hero in Africa because he wanted a gold-backed currency and to unite Africa in the one nation to compete against the rest of the world. And they killed him also. The Titanic sunk because the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs wanted that thing to sink. Because there were many people on that ship that wanted to destroy the central banking system. And those sick bastards actually recorded it. It was on another ship from far away, did nothing to help those people, and watched it and video recorded it, and they say they toasted champagne when it went down. And what's Trump trying to do right now? What has he said? He wants to do an inventory of Fort Knox. He's talked about going back to a gold system. In fact, his very first day as inaugurated, he said the golden age is back. That wasn't metaphorically or figuratively speaking. He meant it, as well as using Bitcoin. And you see what they're trying to do to him. They already tried to kill him twice that we've seen of. There have been other attempts that have been gone unreported. You have that and the fact that the media has been able to gradually destroy the Republican Party over the years, infiltrate them. At the same time, also infiltrate the Democrat Party, because remember, back in the 70s, you had all kinds of people in the Democrat Party, conservative, libertarians, liberals. I mean, Scoop Jackson, who was conservative, was the leader of the party before Tip O'Neill, a very liberal guy, took over. They shut down the government several times because they had so many different opinions. But over time, it became a hard left party. They weeded out all the moderates, pushed them away. To try and do what they did in Germany in the 1930s and 40s. Nikita Khrushchev always said, we don't have to attack America to defeat it, we will infiltrate within. Well, even though the USSR failed, the Chinese, a lot of the Middle East countries who poured in money here to have college programs to destroy our country have been able to successfully do it over the decades. So yes, to the left, Trump is doing a lot of the things that Hitler did. He wants to go back money, America first. But unlike Hitler, he didn't destroy the Jews. He made Israel stronger and protected Israel. He's getting rid of all the miscreants in this country. that have been led over the border, led by Biden and Obama, to destroy this nation, are now being sent home. You see all the lower court judges who don't have any standing to try any of these cases or tell the president he cannot use his guaranteed powers in the Constitution. Listen, Trump could have ignored these orders because they were illegal. But he wants everyone exposed. He's bringing everyone out to the light. In order to solve a problem, you need to bring it out to the light. It needs to be exposed. Yes, there's nothing wrong with putting your country first or being a nationalist. Why shouldn't you love your country? Why wouldn't I love my country? I was born here, I was raised here. It's the greatest country in the world. You can see that by every illegal scumbag that's trying to get in here. Or legal, legit person trying to get here. How did we get to this point? Again, I would say go look at after the Civil War, the 1871 Organic Act, where this country was incorporated and pretty much to be forever indebted to the Rothschild banking system, which led the way for the Federal Reserve, which led the way for the IRS, which led the way for Nixon to take us all the gold standard, which he should have been impeached for. And now they know if America falls, the whole world falls. If we defeat the Rothschilds, they're done. Comments down below what your opinion like to know. Keep the country in prayer. We'll talk to you later.